Well, starting off, the Lord said, I want you to do something. There's something that I just need you to do. And I said, well, Lord, what is that? And he said, well, I want to use you as a funnel. I want to use you and the experience that you've been through to help other girls that has been through and are going through the things that you've been through in your life. And I said, me? Oh my God, the experience. And so, I was a little girl who grew up in an abusive home. I was in girls' homes. I lived in shelters and suffered through many different abusive relationships and stuff like that. And at those times when I was going through, I never really had the help, or let me say this, I didn't know who to reach out to for help. And so there were different ones that helped me get through, but mainly the Lord really got me through that. And so when he said, hey, Margaret, I want to use your experience and the things that you've been through to help other young women, I asked him, I said, well, how? And he said, through Sister to Sister Nationwide Girl Talk. And so we started having like meetings at my home every Friday, because we know on Friday nights, that's when the magic happens. Girls, those are the nights they go out and party and different things. And, things happen on those nights. So the Lord said, I want you to take that night and I want you to redirect them. I want you to mentor them. I want you to talk to them concerning their self-esteem and their body image, and let them know that there is someone there that can hear, that has an ear for them and that's able to help them. And so that's what I started doing, and didn't really realize how big this was. And one day my sister came in, my sister LaPortia, and she said, Margaret, what is this called? And I said, at first it was called Sister to Sister, and she said, no, I see it bigger. There's another name. I see you doing this on television. And I said, television? I'm like, no way. And she said, Margaret, this is going to television. And so needless to say, I got a call from AGN, shout out, thank you guys for believing in us, Dynasty Network, you're awesome, and presented us with the opportunity to do a mentoring show on national TV. Awesome. So we just thank the Lord, and we just bless everyone for tuning in and joining us in this adventure. Thank you.
Hey everyone, and welcome to
Sister to Sister Nationwide Girl Talk.
I'm your host, Francesca Mirabella.
Your host, Margaret Green.
Your host, Kristen Harrison.
Your host, Michelle Vaughn.
Your host, Mona Sada.
And today's topic is, I'm jealous of her and I don't know why.
Oh my God. We understand that this is a topic among women that is so prevalent today. A lot of women are so jealous and envious of one another, and we don't even know why. I mean, like, where does that stem from? I mean, it's okay, I guess, to have a little bit of jealousy, okay? But come on, it's hindering friendships, it's hindering sisters. So what's the problem?
Well, I think that a lot of it stems from yourself within. A lot of times we feel like we don't know who we are. We not necessarily feel like, but we don't know who we are, and we don't know what we can have. And so we're looking at the next person, wishing I can have that, or why do they have that and I don't? And we don't realize that what they went through is probably why they have what they have. And you yourself have a story. You yourself have a different anointing and different pain, which is going to bring you these things. But we don't look at ourselves, and we just look at other people.
No, that's definitely true, and I feel like oftentimes the society makes you believe that you have to be perfect, and we give you an image of a certain type of person that you need to be.
Yeah.
And because of that, you're constantly comparing yourself to others, and not realizing that you're imperfect, but you're still perfect. And
Yeah,
something that you have, something that you have, someone else doesn't. But you know, sometimes they have something that you don't, but that's okay.
Right. Yeah. Totally. I agree.
I think that when you first start looking in the mirror, you realize, okay, now I can really love myself. And you need to figure out things that you find in yourself, like you were saying. I think that it's so easy to compare with social media, Instagram, all these things. Girls aren't going to post the pictures when, you know, they're crying because of something terrible happening in their lives. They're going to post, oh, look at these new shoes, look at this, my hair is done, you know, look at this. But that's not the truth, and everyone's carrying struggles. And I think that once you look past that, and once you learn to, like, accept yourself for who you are, that jealousy, that feeling, because no one likes to feel that. Everyone feels that, that just gut feeling, whether it be, you know, with a guy or with a girl, you know, whatever that may be, no one wants to feel that, and you are ultimately in control of that feeling, the way you feel.
And I think a lot of it's simply insecurity.
Yes.
The insecurities that we have amongst ourselves. Okay, we may be insecure about our skin color, the look of our hair, the color of our eyes, you know, our shape, our height, everything. You know, we as women, we go through a lot of insecurities. Okay, you know, we are our worst critic. Okay, but when we see other women that have what we want, or maybe look the way that we want to look, immediately we're upset and we're angry. And now it portrays that hate. Now we don't like that girl, okay? When she walks past, we won't speak, you know, we'll go the other way, or we won't even hold side conversations about it. We don't even know, oh, she has a wig, but really, it's her real hair, you know?
Just make it some weed.
Yes.
She got Brazilian hair.
Oh, I know that's not real.
I see something wrong.
You know, and we find the flaws in her because of the flaws that we possess within. You know? So where do we come to a point that says, hey, I need help with this? You know, what actions are, you know, how do we identify with that? You know, those
Jealousy feelings.
Yes, those jealousy feelings. You know, so when do we realize, hey, you know, I need help with this? Because it's not just that little bit of jealousy that we're all born with, but now it's envy. You know.
I think when you realize that it's hurting yourself more than it's hurting the other person, you being jealous of another person, they don't care. They're going on with their life. Exactly. They don't know, and you don't know the friendships you're missing out on. You don't know the opportunities that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
And I think that when you realize that those feelings are only negative towards yourself, they're not doing anything to anyone else.
Or even kind of the other end of that is, how are you making yourself feel? Like by saying, okay, you have this picture on Instagram, you're looking at his new girlfriend. Oh, I hope she's not cute. Is she asking your friend, is she cuter? And she's like, oh no. Okay, so now you're feeling good because you think this other person is not better than you.
Right.
So, you know, you have to check yourself and check your motives. And if you are honest with yourself on how you're feeling, you can, the first step is recognizing it.
Exactly. That's totally going to mimic that is identifying the problem or the issue. And that is, it ain't them. Let's be honest. It's not them. It's you. You have to identify that problem and that issue. And it's normally a silent one. Kind of, you're envious and becoming envious, and you're counting someone else's blessings. You know, you're looking and you're judging. So I think identifying that issue, identifying that is definitely well, if you can't be honest with yourself and admit the fact that every one of us has some kind of insecurity, if you can't be honest with yourself, you can be honest with others, and then you're just trying to pull this role that, oh, you know, I'm not insecure, but that's not what
And everyone is. No one's perfect.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I've dealt with insecurity. I know I've dealt with jealousy, even amongst my friends, people that I, you know, help geared to myself. I have found myself being jealous because maybe I see them in the way that I want to be, and I'm not there yet. And I have to realize that, you know, everyone has their own path. Everyone has their time. What's for you is for you, and it will happen in its time. But right now, it may not be your time. And just sit and wait.
Be patient. And definitely, like, sometimes when I like start paying attention to the jealousy signs that I was, you know, or the jealousy that I was dealing with, and then I started listening to myself, and I'm like, wow, like, what's your yeah, like when I really started to pay attention to it and like started not, you know, when you recognize it, then I started like, okay, don't say it. Like, why do you feel like saying it? So yeah, I definitely realized that, wow, like I, you know, thought of like some really interesting stuff about someone for no reason.
Some really interesting.
Yeah, like why? Like why? I mean,
So thank you for tuning in. We will be right back. We will go for a short break, and when we return, we will discuss how to overcome jealousy.
Hello everybody, I am Dre Hilton. I'm so glad to be back in St. Louis. Be on the lookout for my brand new children's TV show called Kids Start with me, Dre Hilton. Thanks to Dynasty TV.
Come on, go! Visit Body by India's World in the Del Mar Plaza at 5261 Del Mar Suite A. All natural body and home products. Body butters, sugar scrubs, lip balms, and all-purpose sprays. Stop by for a complimentary sugar scrub. Luxurious body products at a great price since 2013. Visit online at www.bodybyindiasworld.
Have you been injured in an auto accident?
I came to Dr. Holland's office because I was in a car accident. My neck and my upper back were very sore and tender. I didn't have full motion of my shoulders. I do now. I would definitely recommend Dr. Holland and his team to other patients that are suffering.
Recently been involved in a car accident? You may qualify for a free $25 Visa gas card. Call Greater St. Louis Accident and Injury Centers today. 314-588-9100.
Welcome back to Sister Nationwide Girl Talk. I'm Kristen Hairston, and if you're wondering where we are at this awesome boutique.
beautiful.
Refresh Boutique. And this is a great boutique because they actually work with the Adoptive Care Coalition, and they help provide clothing and permanent housing for foster kids. That is awesome.
I mean, it is a wonderful thing. I mean, I just thank God for places like this. So I remember when I was in foster care and different group homes and stuff like that, organizations such as these provided housing and resources and clothing. Oh my God, the clothing in here is awesome, beautiful.
Decently priced.
Yes, deeply discounted.
That's
more than
what's important.
That's very important. That's
Yes.
very
Well worth
how
it.
beautiful these dresses are.
For
It's
sure.
great.
It's a very nice.
Yeah, so if you're in the St. Louis area, make sure to check out Refresh Boutique.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So before we went to break, we were talking about I'm jealous of her and I don't know why. And so now we're going to talk about overcoming, jealousy. And so for me, it's looking in the mirror and noticing who you are, just talking to yourself, telling yourself, hey, I'm beautiful. I'm an overcomer. I'm an overachiever. Well, that's what works for me. I talk to myself. I get up in the morning and I say, hey, Margaret, you're beautiful today. How are you? Do you answer yourself? Do you answer yourself? No, I don't answer myself. But it's important to tell yourself, to encourage yourself.
Absolutely.
And the Bible states that David encouraged himself in the Lord. But that's my testimony. I encourage myself because a lot of times you may not have people around you to do so. But if you don't encourage yourself, and know who you are and identify that, identify all the traits and beautiful, things that you have going for yourself, no one else will. So you always look at that other woman and be jealous or envious. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And for me, I know that I had to really find my identity in Christ because I realized that I'm going to always come up short. I come up short, and the only thing that is going to make me feel like I am worth it is what God has told me that I am. You know, realizing that He has already laid out in His Word those things that we struggle with. He talks about that, like you said. And so I had to really find my identity in Christ and keep a friend around me that keeps me accountable. Because that's her. She keeps me accountable like all the time. Because like sometimes I'm not real. I don't realize that I'm being jealous, and I need that person to say, "Hey, accountability, right?" You know, and let me tell you, yes, and you have to realize when people are talking and telling you these things, you have to listen because everybody's not hating. Everybody is hating on you. I'm telling you. Sometimes they're telling you the truth. So but. Listen to that accountability partner, though. Yes. You know what I mean? Keep those people around you that really, really care about you.
Sure. Like the people who keep it real with you.
Right.
Keep it real with you. Sometimes,
like Mona from Finland. Oh my God.
Honest.
Yes.
You guys are here. No, but really, like it's so important because like not only that you're real with yourself, but it's important to have those people who are real with you, and because sometimes I feel like when someone is telling you this, I think you were saying like we take it as an offense when it actually is the truth, and sometimes the truth is gonna step on your toes before it's gonna help you. Yeah, exactly, and it's a challenge, so it's better to look at it as a challenge. Sometimes the challenge can be uncomfortable. But when you overcome that, you're going to grow as a person.
Right.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Beautiful.
Came from my heart.
I love it right here.
I think what I'm kind of wondering is whatever happened to just kind of like bringing each other up. I feel like it's always a competition and it's always a comparing game and
cattiness.
Yeah, of course. And I think that once you learn that it's all about bringing each other up, you feel so much better once you realize that there's never going to be another Francesca Mirabelle. There's never going to be another me. There's never going to be another Margaret Green. And once you realize that you just have to rock what you have. You have to own you. You have to just be you because that's all you can.
And Hans, is that how you say it? And Hans? How do you say it? Enhance.
Enhance. That's why we love Mona. Mona.
I'm always asking, is that right? I chose the wrong.
It's okay, guys. She's from Finland.
But you were saying enhance.
Enhance the parts in you that are your strengths, and don't try to put others down, and try to give compliments to other people's strengths. And
I was just gonna say, like, praying for the other person. Like when you find yourself getting ready to talk about somebody, or you find yourself just like trying to nitpick at little stuff. Okay, let me check myself. I'm gonna pray for her. I'm gonna pray because you don't know what she's dealing with.
Yeah, everybody's dealing with
something.
I really want to mimic that, especially because instead of lashing out, hurt people. So if you're dealing with your own insecurities, your natural instinct is to kind of those. Okay, we know what we're talking about. We're women, let's be honest.
Right.
Emotional. So if you're hurt and you're dealing with your own insecurities, your natural instinct is to go ahead and lash out. But I love that before you speak, because you can't take those back. And you're right, Mona. You don't know what they're going through. So before you open up your mouth and tear down someone else, deal with deal with that insecurity, and most definitely pray about that. Or especially if someone's getting on your nerves.
Yeah.
Again, let's be honest. I mean, we're not all perfect. We're all imperfect, but that's what makes us unique.
Right.
If someone's getting on your nerves, maybe pray about that and get that out.
So we're going to go ahead and cut to another commercial. When we come back,
We're just going to talk a little bit more about overcoming jealousy, and just we just want to hear from you. We want to hear from our audience. What do you feel? Go ahead, whatever question you have, go ahead and submit it to us. nationwidegirltalk@gmail.com. We want to hear from you.
Yes.
Logo Graphics, Design, and Advertising is a proud supporter of Dynasty Television.
New Beauty Lace Wigs, creating new beauty in minutes and not hours. Specializing in the very best in virgin human hair, lace front wigs, and custom wigs at an affordable price. Serving women who are suffering hair loss due to health issues. Visit us in store at 5261 Del Mar Plaza, Suite A, and online at www.newbeautylacewigs.com. We look forward to serving you. It's New Beauty Lace.
St. Louis is an amalgamation of many kinds of things and many kinds of people and many kinds of stories, just like Dynasty Television. And the highlight show, also known as Facebook TV, is no exception. Come on in and scroll through the city's eclectic mix of architecture, neighborhoods, and restaurants, and the region's most intriguing people, places, and happenings. Feel good learning and loving and laughing with me. I'm Theo Teddy Lewis, and this is the highlight show.
Kids play. Kids interact. Kids learn. We value those traits in kids. That's why we offer family-oriented card games, beautifully illustrated multiple series books, room decorating posters, all in an effort to help unleash the true potential of our children's learning and to further encourage their imagination. Brought to you by I See Me. Visit iseeme.com.
Don't miss the 14th annual Mary Meacham Freedom Crossing Celebration, Beginnings of a Brave New World, Saturday, May 7, 2016, 11 to 6 p.m. Come to the banks of the mighty Mississippi to experience a day of celebrating freedom. Discover what life was like 150 years ago through historical reenactments and performances, featuring Frederick Douglass and more. Did you know the famous Buffalo Soldier started right here at Jefferson Barracks in 1866? Experience firsthand how they trained and lived and joined in the fun. Featuring great food, art, music, spirit-filled choirs, dancing, poetry, and more. This event is fun and free for the entire family. Sponsored by Great Rivers Greenway, the Urban League, Lincoln University, Youth and Family Center, and more. Visit marymeacham.org or call 314-865-0708 to get connected today.
Hi, welcome back to Sister Nationwide Girl Talk. I'm Michelle. We were in deep conversation about how we overcome jealousy. So now we're going to kind of transition to encouraging one another. That's important, and I think it's important to encourage each other and say out loud those good things about each other. Sure. Just to remind exactly, and just to remind others about those good things that they have. And actually, what I've always liked about you, Michelle, you're just one of the most patient listeners, and just in general, just just so patient. Yes. And it's like, even when you disagree with someone, you just patiently listen, and I think that's admirable, and I think we need more of that in this world. Oh boy.
I agree. Kristen, one thing I actually really admire about you too is the fact that you're so genuine. Everything that you say, you can really tell it comes from the heart, and either whether it be experience or whatever, you can just tell that it's real.
Well, I mean, I love all you girls, but Margaret, what I really like about you is the fact that you are so resilient. Your tenacity is phenomenal. Like, if I could just have a piece of that tenacity, I would be okay. So I just admire that about you. You're strong.
Well, Francesca, I mean, from the first time I saw you, I'm like, oh my God, that girl knows who she is. You know, I totally admire that. You know, it's not a lot of women who know who they are. Yeah. And you're still struggling with life. And so you're definitely a jewel. And I just thank God for you, you know, and I just encourage you, girl, keep going, girl, you got it.
So we're out of time. That's all for our show today. I just encourage every last woman, girl out there, know who you are. Know that you're beautiful inside and out. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter, you know, who said this or who said that. You're beautiful. And I just want to decree and declare right now over your life that you're able to make it. You're able to overcome no matter what the situation is. Okay, so we're out of time. That's it, girls. Yes. So visit us on. You can also check us out on Facebook at Sister to Sister Nationwide Girl Talk, or you can visit us on www.Dynasty Network. That's it. www.The Network. And like I said, submit all your questions to nationwidegirltalk@gmail.com.
Come take a ride through the frames of my life.
I just can't do this anymore.
Left turn. Around the curve.
Where's
Turn. Right.
What did I tell you about embarrassing?
Okay. Slow.
Billy, why don't you
slow? I got a story to tell. But in just looking, nah. You can't know.
I know you hollow girls aren't, for lack of a better term, refined.
I got a story to tell. But in just looking,
bothered.
Nah.
Extremely bothered.
You can't know.
Wow. Joy, look at you. It's not an ordinary place.
Look at me.
Oh, she's horrible.
You and the higher ups have your way of thinking. There was and is a greater plan at work here.
Seen the paper this morning?
Enough is enough.
Worldwide Origins, home of the best Greek accessories and merchandise. Whether you're an Alpha, Kappa, Omega, aka Delta, or Zeta, we have you covered. Shop in person at 5261 Del Mar Boulevard in the Del Mar Plaza, Suite A, or online at www.worldwideorigins.com. For wholesale orders, please contact info@worldwideorigins.com or call 314-749-2534. That's 314-749-2534. Worldwide Origins, home of the best in Greek accessories and merchandise. And if you're having an event,